Hi, my name is Isabella Cortez, and this is going to be a tutorial on a arcade coin drop machine. So I'm going to pull up the project window, but for the project window, what you'll want to do is you'll want to go to architecture and select a blank one, and right here, you'll want to rename the project. You can call it Arcade Coin Push, and then hit create. For this example, I'm going to open my tutorial empty page, and we'll go from there. So, a couple of things. You're going to be shown a page like this. You won't have this plane, but you'll have this floor. You're going to want to resize the floor, and I resized it to 0.6 on the x-axis and 0.6 on the y-axis, and kept the z-axis as 1. Then you're going to want a little plane underneath, and it's going to be called Hit Destroy Floor, titled right there. You'll see why in a little bit, but I changed the dimensions to 6.25 here, 6, and kept it at 1. This is the little floor the coins hit to disappear, and you'll see why I say that in a moment. Now what you'll want to do is create 3 blueprints, one called BP underscore coin, BP underscore coin spawner, and BP underscore pusher. To create the blueprints, you will right click, select blueprint class, and select actor. Now, the last thing you'll want to make is a physical material. So up here, you'll just type in physical material, and then hit select that, and hit select. Once you have that, you'll see settings pop up. You'll want to set friction to 0.03, and restitution to 0.5, and then go to File, and Save. Now we'll get into our BP underscore coin blueprint. So to open it, we're going to double click here. Now that BP underscore coin has loaded, you want to add a cylinder. So don't see it here, so you're going to have to search for cylinder. There we go. Now we have our cylinder. And if you want to view your cylinder, you'll have to go over here. And we'll just want to decrease this number right here to 0.1. That way it looks like a coin. The next thing you'll want to do is add a variable. I already have the variable that's needed to add, so I'm going to hit Control Z on that. There we go. But you'll add a variable by pressing this plus sign, and you'll make it a string. Call it hit destroy floor, and then you'll compile it. And then once you compile it, you'll put hit destroy floor in the value, because that's the name of our plane. Now we're going to get into doing the nodes for BP underscore coin. The first thing you're going to want to do is scroll to C. None of these are the ones you want, so you're going to right click to create a new node, and you're going to grab event, hit. And we're going to grab from other right here, grab det, display, name. And over here, we'll connect this to a branch. And we're going to drag out our variable by left clicking, dragging here. And we'll get hit. We're going to get destroy floor. Then we're going to want equal. And it has to be exactly equal because it's a string. Right there. Next, we'll grab another branch. And we're going to connect this condition. So this is saying if an object is equal to hit destroy floor, then if that's true, we're going to wait 2 seconds and destroy the coin. So to wait 2 seconds, we need a delay. We need to set it to 2. And then we will destroy actor. And that will be the end of our blueprint for our coin. So you'll want to compile and then go File and Save. One more thing you'll want to do in the blueprint coin class is you'll want to go to the cylinder and we can change the material. I like to find gold or metal, one that looks like metal, and I like to use this one because it looks like gold. If I go to the viewport, you can see right there. Right here, we're going to hit Simulate Physics if you scroll down to Physics. Then we're going to scroll down to Collision. We're going to hit Simulate, Simulation, Generate, hit. We're going to turn that to on. And where it says Physical Material, we're going to want to type in Physic M to give the coin physics for when it drops. Then we'll hit Compile again. We'll hit Save. And now we're done with the coin. We just need to do our pusher and the coin spawner. Now we'll make our coin spawner. So we're going to hit Add and add a spear. Next thing we're going to do is resize this spear to 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Right there. Should be good. And we'll want to move it up by 120. So right here. There we go. We'll want to add 3 variables. So again, you hit this to add a variable. And we'll want to have one called offset, which will be set to a float. One called spawner location, which should be set to a vector. Make sure they're set to instance editable. And start coin location, which will also be a vector and also set to instance editable. Make sure you do that for all variables because that way it's public and you can access it with other blueprints. So the first thing we're going to want to do is if we scroll up here, we will need event begin play. That's the first node we're going to need. So we're going to grab this event begin play. That should be right here. Next, we're going to grab our spawner location. So left mouse click and drag here. And we're going to set spawner location. And we're going to connect it here. We're also going to grab get actor location. We'll drag this node up to here. Next, we'll need a for loop. So we're going to type for loop, and it's just this one. And we'll need to get the start coin location. So again, left mouse drag and drag it out there. We're going to grab something called break vector. And I'm not sure where I left off, But to continue with this video, you need to add a for loop and then left mouse drag start coin location and drag it to a break vector. And right here in this number, we're going to want to type in a number. In my case, to test it, I did 100, but in this case, we'll do 10, and that means 10 coins will spawn. Right here, we're going to want to convert this integer to float, so it's called toFloat. Next, I'll want to multiply. Which looks like that. And right here, we're going to set the number to 10. And then we're going to need make vector. And we're going to drag these nodes. So, X is going to go here. Y is going to go here. Oh, there we go. Now we need something. Now we need add. And we're going to add some value. So we're going to add Z here. And this value over here. And then connect this returning value to Z. And last, we'll need spawn actor from class. And we're going to select BP underscore coin. That way the coins spawn. And we're going to connect this up here. And lastly, this connects to there. And that's the end of the first set of nodes. We have 2 more sets of nodes to do. So our next one's going to be event tick. And we'll need get real time seconds. Oh, I got the wrong one. So it's get real time seconds. There you go. And we'll need to connect it to sine and make sure sine is in radians and not degrees. Next, we'll left click drag out our offset. And we're going to get the offset. And we'll drag this out to multiply. Drag that out here. We're going to grab make vector. And we're going to drag this here. Then we're going to left click drag out our spawner location and get spawner location. Then we'll need add. And lastly, we'll need set actor location. And the last thing you want to do for this is we're going to want to connect this part all the way to this one. There we go. Now this blueprint node is complete and we've got one more for coin spawner. So the last thing we need is an input touch is what it's called right there. And we'll need another get actor location. And we'll need something called random rotator. Next, we'll grab make transform, and we'll make sure to link this over here. And we're going to need a spawn actor from class again. And we're going to connect that. And the class will again be VP underscore coin. So we're going to select this arrow and search VP underscore coin. And now we can connect this. And now this is finished. We can hit compile. And we can hit save. Now we'll move on to our VP underscore pusher. One more thing before we move on. Don't forget to give it a material if you want to give it a material. I gave it a green because I feel like that makes sense for the coin spawner. Then hit file, save, and now we'll move on to our pusher. Okay, so now we're going to double click on our VP underscore pusher. And we're going to click open full blueprint folder. And the first thing we're going to want to do is we will want to add a cube. And then we'll want to resize it because this is supposed to be a rectangular prism rather than a cube. So we're going to be resizing it to 2.5, 5.5. Oh. And 0.6. And now it looks more like a little prism, and this is the thing that's going to be pushing and sliding for our coin dropper. So for this, we're going to need two variables. We're going to have to hit add, and we will need something called pusher location. And we'll set this to be a vector. And we'll need another one. We'll have this be a float. And this variable will be our offset. Make sure to mark them both as instance editable. And then hit compile. And now you're good to type values in here. As for this, I'd say let's make it 75 for the pusher, and that'll be how much it moves forward. Now we're going to work on the blueprints. The blueprints should not be too bad. For our first blueprint, we're going to grab event begin play. And we're going to grab our pusher location. Oh. Hold on. It looks like I grabbed the wrong thing. There we go. Okay. We're going to grab our pusher location and left mouse, drag that out. Grab set pusher location. Then right there. And we're going to grab a get actor location. And we will drag it out right there. Alright, to continue from where we previously were, again, you'll grab event begin play, drag it out, left mouse drag out the pusher location, and drag it out to set, get actor location, drag the return value to that, and then you're good. Next, you're going to grab an event tick node, which I believe we have here. Yeah, we were given event tick. And we'll want to grab get real-time seconds again. And we'll want to drag this out to sine. And again, it'll be in radians. Then we'll want to go offset, and we'll want to get our offset value. Then we'll want to grab multiply. We're going to drag these to multiply them. And we're going to grab make vector right here. Drag this out here. And we'll need to drag out our pusher location. And we're going to have to get pusher location. And we'll need add. And we'll add these two values right here. And finally, we'll grab set actor location. So right here, we're going to drag that here. And for the event tick, we will drag this out here and have it connect right here. Next, we'll hit compile, and we'll hit file and save to save the pusher. Now, everything should be done. We might need to change location of some objects, but everything should be working as is. So we can close out of BP_pusher since that's done. And now we can drag out the objects we want to use. Oh, one more thing before we say we're officially done. I want to add some material. So let's go to our cube. And let's just have it be a basic orange. And there we go. Now we'll hit save. Now it's done. Now we can close out a BP pusher. And we could drag it out into our scene. And we're gonna have to move it a bit. And move it to right there. I'm gonna move it outside of recording, and I'll tell you guys where the location is. So I added our pusher, which is right here. And I set it for location 360, 10, and 60. Was good for this for the tutorial. This is set to 0. This is set to 130, 0, and 20. This is set to 120, -20, and 120. You see the sizing here. This did change size at 0.6, 0.6, and 1. I did not change the size of this. And then I added an extra cube, which I called angled floor. And I had it be 1.5, 4.8, 0.3. And its location is 420, 50, and 170. And we can add our plane spawner now. So I'm going to do that off recording, and I'll give you guys the location. So the last thing you're going to want to do, too, is set up your camera to test things. So right here, we're going to edit and rename it. Oh, not delete it. Control Z that. We're going to edit and rename it. And we're going to call it Coin Pusher Camera Actor, just like this. And we're going to have it selected. Then we're going to go to open level blueprint. And we'll use event begin play. And we'll grab this reference. That's why you need to click on it, so then it references the camera. Then we'll grab set view target I'll do this. Set view target. We'll do this, get player controller. Then we should be able to get view target. Yep, right there. From there, we'll set view target with blend. Then we'll hit there. Then we will drag this here. Now we'll hit compile. And now we'll hit save. And again, this is the main blueprint. So to access that, you go up here and you go to open level blueprint. And that's a level blueprint. And outside the recording, I'm going to just hit play to test it. And you should be able to see the coin spawn in. The one last thing I'm going to do before I do that is the start coin location. We'll have this be, I'll set it to 300 to be safe. And then we can, decrease it. But we're going to compile. And we're going to hit save. We're going to make sure start location is set to 300. Because start location is where the coins spawn in from. They spawn in from that height. And then after that, you'll click the green circle to spawn in more. So I'm going to test this real quick, then we'll continue. So real quick, as well, to test our spawner, we're going to want to go to edit project settings and go to mouse and select use mouse for touch. That way now you can actually click on the spawner and it doesn't go away when you hit play. And one more thing is we could probably make this bigger now that I'm looking at it from this angle, but that's okay. If you wanted to, you could make it a little bit bigger to match the size. In this case, I'll just move it over a little bit. But I have confirmed it does work. So everything in the tutorial is good so far. It does work. So we can move on to doing a little bit of the extra stuff. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. I'm going to move it down manually. So I'm going to change the value right here because you want it to be touching, exactly touching, not down by one or anything. So let's try 62. 60. Okay, so about down there. And then I'm also just gonna move this down to maybe 160. Okay, that's good enough. So now that you have that, the last thing you're going to want to do is, or the last couple of things you want to do is, one, if you're trying to make this into an asset, you'll need to add light. So I just added a point light. And you'll need to decrease the radius for it and stuff, but I just kind of put it here so you can see it. The next couple of things you'll want to do are just add some cubes. So I'm going to move everything and add the cubes and everything. And then I'll show you guys their locations and where I move them to. Okay, so as you can see, I built out the arcade coin push. So for the pusher, you'll need to set its location and give it a light. So for the light, if I click on the point light, The radius is about right there, so when you hit play, you'll be able to see it inside. You'd have to build lighting as well since you add a light. The camera's not pointed towards the front, so all you're going to see is white. But if you move the camera around, then you'll be able to see it. So this is about the size and locations of the cubes. So for our front, we have 5, 10, -220, and then it's about scaled right here. If you followed the dimensions along with the video. It could be a little bit bigger, but that's up to your discretion. This location is at 170, -320, and -160. It's rotated to -90 degrees. This is 0.3, 7.3, and 10 for that location. Then we've got 160, 320, and -160. Oh, 10 as in for the size, so sorry. And then we have 0.3, 7.3, and 10 for the size, for the scale. And you can refer back to the video. Both this side and this side are about the same. And then we got our back cube, which is cube 4 right now because I didn't name them all. But it's at -180, 110, -160, and I set it to 180. -180 could work for the degrees too. And then 0.3. And then its width is going to be the same as this one. The green part's going to be the same as this one, so 6. This took 6 because it's facing the same side. Again, this one could be a little bit bigger. And then 10. Then we've got our roof down here, up here. And it's 7, 6.0, and 0.3 right here. And then the location is 180, -10, 350. And then we've got cube 7, which is our ceiling. And again, it has the same scale as the roof. And then its location is 150, 0, and -690. And now that that's done, your whole spawner is done, now that it works and everything. So there's a couple more things you want to do. If you want to add material, you can. If you want to rename it, that's up to you. You to edit and rename. I would recommend renaming it, but for the sake of the tutorial, I'm not going to show myself renaming it. Last thing is for this part, I split these into about like half of what this is. So this should be maybe 1 since they're both like 10. There we go. But this should be set to glass material. That way you can see through the coin drop. And theoretically, these could be bigger and then you could see more inside. But I decided not to make them bigger. But how big you want them is up to your discretion. What you're going to do is grab all of the cubes together. And you want to grab the floor. So you want to grab the floor. Okay. So once you have everything selected, I'd say don't include the hit destroy floor. Then you'll hit actor and convert actors to static mesh. Then you'll put it in the folder you want, and I'm going to call it coin push machine. Then you'll hit save. Then you'll select the ones you want to be included. So you'll select this, hit control, 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 right click here. Then you'll want to go to asset actions, migrate, save that. And now this has all of the stuff you added, and now you can hit OK. And this is showing you that you're migrating over to BB Coin, BB Pusher. So you want to make sure you do migrate over this, but keep it separate because again, you can add the hit destroy floor and everything else in the project. So you'll hit OK. Then you'll decide which project you want your thing in. So let's say I wanted to put it here. Put it here. Hit select folder. And it migrates everything over to that project, including the materials and everything else. It'll include all of the materials, which is really nice because I did it in Unreal. So that's something that's great about it. I hope this tutorial helped you. Let me know if it did, or if you tried building it and if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.